Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your boy 005 Dynasty. I'm back with another video. And guys, man, I was on like a little vacation, man. And I didn't really go anywhere, but I was just on a vacation from like social media. And I posted a couple videos here and there, but nothing too serious, nothing too crazy, right? Anyway, so we're going to continue talking about music production, entertainment, entertainment industry, basically, right? And I want to tell you guys this. No matter what piece of equipment you go out there and buy, it's not going to force you into being a musical producer. Meaning that just because you go out and buy the MPC XL or the MPC Live Mark III, which is supposedly the next generation of MPCs, we all know that that's just a lie that they tell you. It's all marketing terms. It's a gimmick, man. We all know it's a gimmick, except for the people who are blind. Like, you see my thumbnails, man. A lot of people are just zombies, and they want to be zombies because they want to feel loved, they want to feel liked, they want to blend in, they want to depend on the other people on YouTube, such as the multi-platinum dude, the ugly gorilla dude, that dude, yeah, and the people that follow him, yeah. But anyway, so buying the MPC XL, you're not gonna be able to force your way into being a musical producer. It doesn't happen like that. And I'm here to tell you this, man. Most musical producers, and I'm talking about real musical producers, not the fake ones, not the people who do a little bit here and here. I'm talking about people who actually know how to produce a record, know how to go into the studio and trust their ears, trust their mind, their heart and body and soul, know how to communicate with the artist, know how to communicate with the audio engineer, know how to communicate with the session band, know how to communicate with the engineer that's setting up like the studio, like things of that nature. I mean, there's so many different aspects to recording a record, but I want to say this. Most people are born into it, and it takes a while before it blossoms and they understand their path and their direction in life. But most people are literally born into being a musical producer. I can speak from experience, guys. I'm telling you, I've been around a lot of musical producers in my lifetime. I've been around a lot of beat makers in my lifetime as well. People who didn't make it to that point of being a musical producer. They made beats, a lot of beats. They even probably even gave some beats out, and people probably rocked over the beats. But they never made it to a major studio to record with those artists. They never gained the knowledge and experience of being at this studio, this studio, this studio, this studio, and hearing all the stuff that's going on, seeing all the stuff that's going on, and then taking it, embodying it, and then implementing it themselves in a studio session, or maybe at those studio sessions. So I really truly believe like you're born into being a musical producer, and it depends when it starts to take shape. You can look at the stories of all the other famous musical producers. If you pay attention to their story, there is a certain point in time where the break happened, where they crossed over into being a musical producer after a set amount of things had happened. I'm saying like certain things happened, and it basically aligned for them to to become this musical producer that they ultimately became. I'm telling you, let's go listen to their stories. It doesn't matter which one of the famous music producers it is. Listen to the story. Listen to what happened. Maybe a cousin helped them get to the game. Maybe it was a brother. Maybe it was a sister. Maybe it was an uncle. Maybe it was a family friend. Maybe they interned at some place. Maybe they was a janitor at some place mopping the floor, but it was always around famous people walking in and out, and it was listening and hearing. And the next you know, they became a musical producer by working with an artist or a couple artists, and it took off from there. It's not sitting on YouTube, guys. It's literally not following what the company says is the next generation. It's going to help you be the best musical producer ever. It has all these tools. It's not the content creator who has turned into an influencer who possibly maybe was a musical producer in the past, but they are not a musical producer now. It's not what they say either, man. It's not what your peers say. all the peer pressure that people put on you guys. Oh, you ain't got to do MPC XL. You ain't got it. You ain't got the new MPC Live 3. You ain't got it. It's not any of that, guys. It's none of that, man. It's none of that. It's something that just happens inside of you. Like, I give you an example. When I was rolling with Legend, the American rapper Legend, that's my twin brother, right? His government name is Taiwan Pearson, or Taiwan Mitchell Pearson, right? When I was rolling with him in his journey, there was something that came over me that sparked inside of me that said, oh, I want to help, I want to help, I want to help. And I didn't know which direction I was going to go into with helping him. But ultimately, I'm telling you, it was like a God sent message or something, some thought or some heartfelt moment where I said, like, yo, I want to try to, like, maybe help you with like beats. And this is after I already started trying to help him with graphics. So my first instance was graphics. I had Photoshop. It was Photoshop 7.0, I believe it was. One of the first early versions of Photoshop. Maybe it was Photoshop 3 something. I think I had Photoshop like 3 or 3.5. I can't remember one of those. And then I had got an upgraded version to like 7. This is before Photoshop CS and all this crazy stuff started coming out, all these different versions, right? This is when you actually really had to buy the whole Photoshop. It wasn't no subscription plans or anything of that nature. So you know, if you know, man. You know my story, you know my story. But anyway, so I'm doing Photoshop and I'm trying to do a graphics for him. A little bit, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot, just trying to learn, just messing around. I'm on blackplanet.com. I'm on mihente.com, asianavenue.com. I'm on AOL still, around that time. But then something came over me and said, yo, he's always getting these instrumental CDs, and he's going out here and let me try to make beats for him. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm telling you, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I have the thought process of making beats for him, but I don't know how to make beats at all. I have nobody in my family, no friends, no nothing, nobody. Okay, nobody. But I had an individual that worked at the same job as me. He came into work one day. He was like, "Yo, I got this program, man. I'm so excited. I'm making beats now." I said, "You making beats?" He said, "Yeah, I'm making beats now." I said, "Yo, let me see. I want to make beats for my twin brother Legend." He said, "Well, all right, cool." So he takes the CD and he starts putting in all the computers at the workplace. And he starts showing me. He's showing me, oh, like that. I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy." I'm like, "That's crazy." See, so then he burns it on a CD for me, and I take it home. And I had literally just got a computer. I'm telling you guys, it all aligned. I literally just got a computer from a settlement. So I had got a settlement from a car accident. So I bought a camera. So this is like one of the first cameras we had started using to record. And then I bought the computer. So that I put the Fruity Loops on the computer, and I start trying to make beats. You understand, guys? So it all aligned with me, saying, following Legend to studio, just being there, being a fly on the wall, just taking in everything, to wanting to ultimately help him. That ultimately somebody comes along and gives me the door. They give me the way. They open the doorway for me without even knowing what they were doing. I take it and I just run with it. And now I start practicing on how to make beats, guys. I'm practicing, but I'm not a producer yet, but I'm practicing as a beat maker, learning how to become a beat maker first. Then ultimately, after some time goes, Legend like, nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Just telling me, no. Just comes into the room one day like, yo, what's that? Yo, all right, put that on CD for me. And that was it, man. I was off to the races from there. I was off as a musical producer, guys, because it aligned. I was born to be a musical producer, but I had to go through stages. I had to go through all these different things, and then doors open without me even knowing they're opening, without other people knowing that they're opening the door for me. And then boom, I'm taking it, and now I'm running with it. Blah blah blah. I'm going with the flow. And then ultimately, I wanted to produce it for Legend without even knowing how to mix, master, no compression, EQ. I don't know none of it, man. I'm there, I'm in the program, and I'm just moving stuff around, and I'm making it do what it do. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You can't force yourself into being a musical producer by going out and buying the MPC XL. You can't force yourself into being a musical producer by buying the MPC Live Mark III or anything else that come out. Being a musical producer doesn't even have anything to do with that, guys. You got people online talking about, yo, let's talk about the new update, the new update, the new update. So now every time an update comes out, that's video content for them. So they'll sit there, learn what the update is, and then make videos on it, and then you guys run and go watch them. So that and then they act like they're somebody, or like they did a great job, or like their content was so hard to make, or they're so good at what they're doing, and people can't say nothing about them. Meanwhile, that ain't got nothing to do with being a musical producer. Talking about an update to a product, man. And I could vouch for myself. When I had Fruity Loops, like version 3 or 3.5, whatever it was, very early on, man. I'm talking about, you could pretty much call those versions like beta, man. Like like those versions, like they're not what FL Studio is today, man. But when I got those programs, and let's say I got a new version, because remember back then we were doing like kind of like wrong stuff to get what we would get. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't purchasing that stuff outright. Like I own it now, but back then, you know what I'm saying? So you get a version, you rock with that version for a long time. You wasn't worried about no update. Even if it on the screen it says, "Oh, new update," you didn't click on that, because you first of all you wasn't even supposed to even have the software. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't worry about no update. And even if an update came in and I could get the update doesn't even reflect on me as a musical producer. I'm not worried about no update, guys. Why am I worried about an update to a software? If an update comes in and they fix bugs, whatever, all right, cool, whatever. But I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about being a musical producer. So I'm literally worried about, like, can I get a song? Do you guys, are you following me? Do I have to reel you guys back in? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I truly believe this information is information that people on YouTube is not telling you. They're not. I don't think they're ever going to tell you this. Because if they tell you this, then their videos that they make about updates, it's going to make them look stupid. But they know it's content, so they can make the content to get monetization money, and make themselves seem like they're bigger and better than you. But in all actual reality, they're not. So updates to a piece of software for music production don't even matter. They can put all the best updates in FL Studio right now, and I'm still going to FL Studio and make a beat like it's 2003, like it's 2004, 2005. No matter the update that they put into the software, I'm still gonna go and use my flow, like my style of making the beat. There's nothing that they could put in the software that's going to change the way I make a beat in FL Studio. It could be FL Studio version 50,000, 21 point gigawatts. And I'm still going to make the beats the same exact way when I first started, because that's my style, that's my groove, that's my flow, that's my knowledge that works, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like it literally worked. And I don't think you guys understand that. I don't think you understand, like, only thing you need to do is get a way of working, get a style, get a flow. And then what happens is your music can be a hit record, or it could just be, something that an artist can take and use. You got to understand, like, I literally was making music in Fruity Loops, no mixing, no mastering, no nothing. I didn't know any of that stuff, and I was able to give it to other artists, and they made it do what it do. They made songs. I'm talking about some dope records without me having any knowledge of the program, really, any knowledge of music production, like audio engineering, or any knowledge of music theory. Like, I'm really in my head thinking about this now, guys. Of like music theory, I had no knowledge of that, but I was able to take a song, chop it, put it into the grid, the sequencer, start looping, make it fit, like, you know what I'm saying? Doing the puzzle, playing Tetris or whatever. Then I get the loops going. Then I start adding drums and all that stuff over it. And then let people hear it. They like it. And then I export it out and we go to the studio. We make songs, man. And then in the studio, I'm like, all right, change this, change that, blah, blah, blah. Slow down, take this word out, blah. Now let's rewrite the chorus. Let's go take some whatever. Take 30 minutes, whatever. Let's rewrite the chorus, whatever. Blah, blah. I'm orchestrating the song, the record, without me even knowing fully what any of this stuff is. So to be a musical producer, man, you're born with it. It's just a knack. It's second nature. I don't know, man. It's something other than what these people on YouTube are constantly promoting. They're not telling you the real. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. They're not telling you the real. They're not telling you their real stories of how they got to that point to where they're at right now. They're telling you what they think you need to hear to maintain a grasp on your mental real estate to keep monetization money going. They only want money, man. They don't want to really help you. I don't know any musical producer on YouTube right now that's literally their entire goal is just to help the next individual. I know, come on. Tell me which musical producer out there that sets forth their time to really, really speak to you guys like this and let you know the real. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. I really don't see it. I see a little bit, a little bit of seasoning sprinkled in there. I see people literally like. I see some people like literally like they kind of like rip off my topics and kind of like feed off of me, and now they're trying to like replicate me, but in like a different way. And even still, those people don't even really go in depth like a real human being and speak to you like naturally, flawlessly. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's all set up for money, man. So either they're with, you know what I'm saying, the multi-platinum dude and all the people like him, or they're in a state where they see what I was doing, they kind of copied it, and now they're in their own little lane, but their own little lane is not organic, man. It's to go against the other people so that the friction, the contrast, can bring them views and money and monetization money. I don't see people really being humble like how I am. Down to earth, real legit. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't see the real stories. I don't see the progression. I don't see people start talking from like 1996, like when I first started. People know me for 2003 when I first started making beats. But my journey started in like 1996 when I was like 16 years old, man. That's when my journey really started. When I like left my whole house, you know what I'm saying, I was on my own and I was with Legend. We were doing our things. I'm saying, when I say I'm on my own, like just me and him, we're on our own and we're doing our thing, man. I'm saying, going to bedroom studios, going to a local studio, going to a big studio, we're all over, man. Sometimes we go to the studio, it's not even us recording, we're just there. That's being into music for real, guys. I'm talking about music, entertainment. Not a lot of you guys can say that. Not a lot of you guys can say, or not a lot of you guys can document your past, because your past is not as, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't really do it. You didn't really do a lot. You know what I'm saying? I have legendary team days. I could document the whole legendary team. I have the Hood Legend DVD series. I could document that era. So I have the legendary team era. I have the Hood Legend DVD era. I have the Twilight Dance Team era. I have the Perfection Dance Team era. I have the Legacy era where I was coming into my own graphic designer, dancer, musical producer, filming. You know what I'm saying? These are all different eras. I have the pre-legacy era, before I was known as legacy. When I was in the studios working with Legend, not working with Legend, when I was in the studios sitting and watching Legend, watching Reek the Villain, watching Odyssey Flames, watching One Touch, watching like all these people, like For Life, just watching these people, man. Even DC3, Legend's manager, even watching him work, watching like DJ Bigger work. Like that's why like watching the audio engineer Randy. That this guy was in his studio. He got all the analog gear in the world, man. I mean, I don't know if he's still doing it, but you just watching him work, man. Watching Flex, this guy, not Funk Flex, but this guy named Flex. He ran his own studio. Just watching him sitting there, like. So, guys, I'm here to tell you, purchasing new pieces of gear is not going to force you into being a musical producer. Purchasing new plugins or getting updates to the software that you already own is not going to make you a musical producer. Or buying a new piece of software is not going to make you a musical producer. It's something that you're born with, and there's certain things that happen in your life that align and then push you forward into being a musical producer, guys. I'm telling you, I'm from experience. I didn't just buy a piece of equipment and automatically just become a musical producer. First of all, I didn't even purchase Fruity Loops when I got it. You know what I'm saying? I had a computer that I had purchased off of, from a lawsuit, but I didn't have no programs on that computer. So when I got FL Studio, which was Fruity Loops, when I got Fruity Loops, I had to learn how to make music, man. I had to literally learn from scratch. But me learning how to make music still didn't push me into being a musical producer, guys. That, I'm saying, like just sitting with sitting with Fruity Loops on my computer didn't make me a musical producer, guys. I was already being molded into a musical producer before that, when I was sitting in those studios and I was just there and I was listening. And then ultimately the journey, the path, when everything aligned, that's when the door opened up for me to make music. And then even still using Fruity Loops, I still didn't know what I was doing fully, and I was still able to become a musical producer. Why? Because of my full journey, guys. If I never went to studios, if I was never around these artists that ultimately became something, they became legendary, man. These legendary artists, I would have never been a musical producer, guys. So being a musical producer is more than buying a software and sitting there and trying to make beats. More than buying any MPC that's ever been created in a lifetime and sitting there trying to make beats. You have to be born and have your path aligned to become a musical producer. That's how it will happen for you. Trust me. I'm telling you, that's how it's going to happen for you. Look at the people that have all the gear in the world and they still can't produce a record. That should tell you something. That should literally tell you something, man. I could literally sell my MPC right now, sell all of my analog gear right now, go into just FL Studio, and I could still produce songs. And it's just digital coding on a computer. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. All this stuff right here I purchased it with intent to create something different. Ghost Wav. It's a different way of moving about music. But I could fall back and just revert back to just what I was doing before and just change it a little bit for the era that we're in, the times that we're in, but still make it do what it do and produce a record easily. Because my path was to be a musical producer. What is your path? This your boy 005 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me. Don't forget figure out your path.